G'day and welcome back. This one's for the people who always watch the drummer instead of the frontman. You know who you are. 10 questions, 3 options each. Pause the video, lock in your answer, then we'll see how you went. Let's get into it. Question 1. Which band featured Alan Sandow on drums? Was it Skyhooks, the Saints, or Sherbet? Answer, Sherbet. Alan Sandow was the engine room behind Sherbet through their peak years in the 70s, on everything from How's That to Summer Love. Solid, dependable, occasionally flashy. Exactly what that band needed. Question 2. Who plays drums in the Ted Mullery Gang? Is it Les Hall, Herman Kovac, or Gary Dixon? Answer, Herm Kovac. Born in Graz, Austria, Herman ended up behind the kit for one of Australia's most loved pub rock bands. Jump in My Car, Crazy, Darktown Strutters Ball, all of it. Not a bad gig for a kid from Europe via Maitland. Question 3. Who was the original drummer for the Choir Boys? Was it Lindsay Tabbett, Paul Wheeler, or Barton Price? Answer, Lindsay Tabbett. Lindsay was there from the start, helping shape the Choir Boys' sound before the band went through the lineup changes that most bands do. He did make it back into the fold later in their career before sadly passing far too early. A founding member in every sense. Question 4. Rob Hurst was the drummer for Midnight Oil. Which of these other bands did he not play in? Was it the Backsliders, the Hoodoo Gurus, or the Ghost Riders? Answer, Hoodoo Gurus. Rob Hurst kept himself very busy outside the Oils. The Backsliders, the Ghost Riders, clearly a man who couldn't sit still. The Hoodoo Gurus, though, never happened. Question 5. Speaking of the Hoodoo Gurus, their drummer Mark Kingsmill also played in which other band? Was it the Hitmen, the Saints, or the Divinyls? Answer, the Hitmen. And it wasn't just Mark Kingsmill. Guitarist Brad Shepherd made the same move. The Hitmen were one of Sydney's better pub rock outfits, and when the Gurus came together, they brought that tightness with them. Question 6. Which of these people did not play drums for Australian Crawl? Was it Bill McDonough, David Rain, or Simon Binks? Answer, Simon Binks. Simon Binks was the guitarist, not the drummer. Easy trap if you know the name but not the role. Drumming duties across Australian Crawl's run were split between Bill McDonough and David Rain, who is, yes, James Rain's brother. Question 7. John Pryor spent years behind the kit for which band? Was it Matt Finish, Max Merritt and the Meteors, or the Masters Apprentices? Answer, Matt Finish. John Pryor was the heartbeat of Matt Finish through their 80s run. A band that deserved more attention than they got. Good songs, solid live act, and a drummer who knew exactly when to pull back and when to push. Question 8. Richard Harvey, J.J. Harris, Mark Meyer and Charlie Drayton all played drums at various times for which band? Was it the Divinyls, the Angels, or Skyhooks? Answer, the Divinyls. Four drummers across their career, which tells you something about how intense that band was to be around. Charlie Drayton, who you might know from his later work with Cold Chisel, was probably the most high profile of the lot, but every one of them had to find a way to hold their ground next to Chrissy Amphlett. No easy task. Question 9. Colin Burgess is best known as the original AC/DC drummer, but which other Australian band did he play in before that? Was it Daddy Cool, the Masters Apprentices, or Billy Thorpe and the Aztecs? Answer, Masters Apprentices. Colin Burgess was with the Masters Apprentices in the late 60s, one of the most underrated bands in Australian rock history, before he ended up behind the kit for a little outfit from Sydney called AC/DC. Not a bad career trajectory. Question 10. This one's a thinker. Phil Rudd rejoined AC/DC in 1994 after a 12-year break. Who played the drums for the band during that time? Was it Simon Wright, Carmine Appice, or Chris Slade? Answer? Well, that was a trick question. It was both Chris Slade and Simon Wright. Simon Wright handled the kit from 1983 to 1989. Then Chris Slade took over from 89 to 94. If you said either one, give yourself a point. If you said Carmine Appice, well, he was never in AC/DC, but a fair guess. All right, pencils down. How did you go? 8 or more, and you genuinely know your drummers. Under 5, and you've got some listening to do, but that's not a bad problem to have. Drop your score in the comments, and if there's a theme you want me to tackle next, bass players, lead guitarists, keyboard players, let me know down below, and I'll catch you next time.